What's up, YouTube? You know, this Mr. Cool back with y'all. Like I said I was, you know what I'm saying? So, this episode 1 right here. So, get your food ready, get your drink ready, because this is the Sneak Leak. Now, the first pair of sneakers we're going to cover today are these right here. The Nike Bronzens. Nike Bronzens. Had these a little bit dirty, you know what I'm saying? I had these since 2011, way back, you know what I'm saying? Now, how they feel on your feet, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. It's very painful. After like a couple of hours wear or whatever like that, it's painful. And it's kind of like snug, especially if you got like wide feet or whatever like that. I wouldn't recommend these because these even snug for me. And I don't have wide feet, I have narrow feet. But these still snug for me. Now, would I get these again? Would I get these again? No. I didn't even like these from the start. What happened was, like, I wasn't even checking for these when I had went to the sneaker store to get these. What happened was, I had went to the sneaker store. It was me and my sister. Back in 2011, you know what I'm saying? I got 2 pairs of sneakers that day. The other sneakers I'm going to show y'all later on down the line or whatever, in a couple episodes later or whatever like that. But I got those for sure. I'm like, dang, I like those. And I took a quick glance at these and was, from first look, I was like, oh, these look all right. So the girl that was working there at the time, she was like, oh, you should get those. So I'm thinking to myself, listen to the girl. So I said, all right, add these to the, put these in the front. So I got them or whatever like that, thinking that I was going to get girls off of these sneakers or whatever like that. Nah, none of that happened or whatever. The first time I wore these was, now this is the big story right here, was on July 4th, 2011. I was going downtown to meet my cousin and his homeboys downtown so we could watch the fireworks and things like that or whatever. So first time I had these on, I'm like, oh, these look all right, da-da-da, on feet, da-da-da. Went outside, waited on the bus, the 48. Now, for the people that's not familiar with Philadelphia and things like that, the 48 bus is the bus that'll take you to, one of the buses that'll take you downtown from around this way, or whatever, 27 Allegheny. But I waiting on the bus stop, my nose just started bleeding out of nowhere. Not this little drops or whatever like that, actually gushing out blood. So it was so bad to the point I had to come back in the house and change or whatever. So anybody else would be like, well, this is probably a bad sign. Don't go out. Don't go back out. I went back out. So I went out, got on the bus, went down there, was waiting for my cousin at 8th and Market, at the McDonald's on 8th and Market for like an hour or so. Finally came, him and his homeboys, and this girl at the time he was talking to. Mind you, when we got down there, we walking around. Mind you, I'm only 18 at this time. So my cousin had went to Wine and Spirits, so we had went with him to Wine and Spirits. So we got coolers and everything. So we just outside just drinking the coolers by the park or whatever like that, kicking, talking, laughing and all that. Then my cousin and his girl that he was talking to get to arguing, and they was arguing all day long to the point that she was like, forget it, I'm about to go home and da-da-da. So we walked her to the bus stop. Now, this the year that the Flash Mob came out. Flash Mob, and this, I'm not talking about singing and dancing either. I'm talking about a lot of people getting down on people, like 20 people packing on one person. Packing, blitzing, jumping. Multiple people are assaulting one person at one time. That's the definition for it. You know what I'm saying? But they was really getting down on people. So we seen them from across the street. It was 20 people jumping this one dude, jumped him, got down on him, took everything, took his jewelry, his sneakers off his feet, everything. So my cousin like, oh, if they come over here, you already know what's up. Da-da-da. So I'm like, yeah, you already know. We down with it. We not running. So we just, but thank God that nothing ever happened like that. They just took the man's stuff and bolted. They got gone or whatever. So at the same time, one of his homeboys was in the street. So these foreign people were driving in the car and they were trying to park. So they backed up. They was about to hit him. So they jump out the car and they start yelling at my cousin homeboy or whatever. So he cursing at them. They cursing at him. They cursing at us and calling us all these racial slurs and things like that. So we cursing at them back. So they just get in a car and just sped off or whatever. So we kept walking because the bus never came. So it got so bad, they was arguing. My cousin and his girl they was talking to was arguing so bad that she got in the cab and left. She yelling down the street. He yelling down the street. I'm like, look, cuz, forget that girl. We just gonna, enjoy the rest of our night. So this is around like 10 something. Fireworks start at 11 something. So we bump into my cousin, old girl that he used to talk to back in that day or whatever, back a couple years ago. So I used to talk to her homegirl too. So we was just all talking, she was with a group of people and us or whatever. So we start talking, laughing or whatever. We start walking down to the fireworks. We seen the fireworks and all that stuff happen. And after that, everybody dispersed or whatever. So now it's just back to me, my cousin, and his homeboys or whatever. So this going around like 12 something. We goes to 7-Eleven on 12th and Walnut. We get in there. We trying to get changed so we could get on the bus or whatever. My bus stopped running. The 48 stopped running around 11:30. So we all had to take one bus to get back to where we needed to go. Everybody lived in separate places. My cousin lived in West at that time, and I think his homeboys lived in West too or whatever. So we get our little stuff out of 7-Eleven. We get outside. We start walking down the street going towards this way. A man across the street, he had to be like 6'6", whatever, tall. He was tall as I don't know what. 6'6", 6'7". Bald head, had white pearls around his neck, and a dress. So he comes up, he's on the other side of the street. We're walking down this side. He coming up like this. So we going like this, and he's coming like this. So we get past him like that. So he yells out, hey, come here. So we start running. We got gone. We was gone. Ran from all the way to 12th, all the way to like 8th, 7th, and Walnut or whatever. That's how fast we was running. We was gone like. So we had to wait on the C. The C is another transportation bus. If y'all not familiar with Philadelphia or whatever like that, that's another transportation bus we had to wait on or whatever. Like I said, so everybody could get their separate ways or whatever. Go back home. Man, we had to be waiting on that C bus for like an hour. When we finally got on the bus, it was packed up from front to back. Looked like sardines in there. Looked like you was just packed in there. Like, it took us a minute to get to where we was at or whatever. I went back to Broadner, Allegheny. I finally got off at Broadner, Allegheny. Now it's going on 1:30, 2 o'clock. So I'm waiting on the 60. That's another bus, another transportation bus or whatever, to get me home. This bus is taking me to home or whatever to my block. I was waiting on that bus for an hour. So now it's 3 o'clock. Never came. So I had to walk from Broad and Allegheny, which is on 15th and Walnut, all the way up to 27th and Allegheny. In the street. By the time I got home, it was like 3:30, close to 4. Or whatever, because I was walking fast. I was not trying to play around outside at the time or nothing like that, because this is the hood. Like, people don't care about, you know what I'm saying? You already know how the hood is. So I got home. I'm like, thank you, Lord, for bringing me home safe. I took my shoes off. I took these off. My feet was killing me, by the way. Took these off and looked at them. Said, I will never wear these again. Threw them in a box. Threw the box in the closet. Went to sleep. The end. Now, of course, I wore them again because you can see, like, I wore these to work or whatever. To work in, but that's about it. I didn't really wear these outside like that. After that, only probably like, maybe if I did, it was only probably like 2 times. But other than that, I was wearing these at work because, like, I was through with these already. But that's the story time for y'all, man. And like I said, these is Nike bronzens. And I wouldn't recommend these to y'all at all. I mean, I guess around the time it was alright, it was popping around that time or whatever, but not now. So that's it. Make sure y'all subscribe. Like I said, send this to whoever. Like I said before, subscribe, comment, like, share it. You know what I'm saying? Follow me on Instagram, IG, SneakLeek, at the SneakLeek. And besides this sneaker, besides the sneakers and all that, I'm also a rapper and a poet. So please follow on IG at The Real Young B. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to see y'all next time. I'm out.